we're going to start today laying down. So laying flat down on your back. And resting your hands over your kind of upper belly. So that point just above your belly button and below your rib cage. And as always, focusing your attention on your breath. Noticing your inhale and your exhale. And today we're going to look at truthfulness, or Satya, in yoga terminology. And Satya kind of translates as truthfulness in thought, word, or action. But truthfulness, we often think about as being about being truthful with other people, but it's much bigger than that, and it's about being honest and truthful with ourselves. And it's about being honest and truthful about how we really feel about things or what it is that we really want. But truthfulness can also be about burning through those layers that we put on ourselves or that other people put upon us, and looking for that truth of who we really are. So as you lay there with your attention focused on your breath, ask yourself, who am I? But try not to answer verbally, try to feel the answer, try to feel into the energy of the answer. Who am I? And stay with this thought, who am I? And as you try and stay with that thought, notice that if your attention wanders, then ask yourself, who is having these thoughts? And quite often we'll automatically answer, I am. In which case, ask yourself again, who am I? Or maybe you become aware of a particular sound. In which case, ask yourself, who is hearing this sound? Or maybe it's a sensation, and ask yourself, who is experiencing this sensation? Keep bringing your thought process back to, who am I? And keep feeling into the answer to the question. Try not to intellectualize it. Try and feel for the answers within. As you start to bring your attention back, and we start to move into the physical practice, keep that thought in the back of your mind. Who am I? Who is it that's making the movements? Who is it that's thinking the thoughts? Who is it that's hearing the sounds? You can keep your eyes closed for a little bit longer if you want to. And drop your head very gently from one side to the other. And then bring your head back to neutral. Just raise your hands very, very slightly and rotate your wrists. And the other way. And rotate your ankles. Doesn't matter which direction. And then swap, so you rotate the other way. And then bring both of your knees into your belly and allow yourself a knee hug. You might want to rock side to side. You might want to be still. It's entirely up to you. And then leaving your hands on your knees, keeping your knees bent. Take your knees around in a nice big circle. So you're kind of rotating into the hips. So you might have both knees going the same way. You might have the knees going opposite ways. It doesn't really matter, whichever works for you. And then whichever direction you were moving in, swap directions so they go the other way. And then bring the knees back to neutral. Bring both hands over your right knee and then stretch the left leg out in front of you. So you're putting your right knee in towards your belly and your left leg is out straight in front of you. That might be enough for some of you. Some of you might want to lift your head and chest up off the floor and bring your nose towards your knee. And then pop your head back down on the earth if it's lifted. Bend your left leg, plant your left foot flat on the floor. Bring your right foot, so your ankle's resting over your left knee, and your right knee is dropping out to the side. And again, that might be enough for some of you, or some of you might want to lift the left leg up off the floor, bringing the knee towards you. And some of you might want to take that further still and reach your hands around the back of your left thigh. Make sure that wherever you are, that your head and shoulders remain on the earth. And then popping the left leg back down on the earth and bring yourself back to your knee hug. Bring both hands now over your left knee and bring your right leg out in front of you. So you're stretching your right leg away, left knee pulls in towards your belly. Again, for some of you that might be enough, and some of you might want to lift your head towards your knee, so nose towards your knee. Keep shoulder blades down your back if you do so. Right toes stay pointing up towards the sky. Keep pushing that leg down into the earth. Lower your head if it's raised. And then bend your right knee so you plant your foot flat on the floor. Bring the left foot over so the ankle rests over the right knee. So for some of you that might be enough. Some of you might want to then raise the right knee up off the floor. And some of you might want to take that further still and bring your hands around the back of your thigh. Pop your right foot back down on the earth and then come back to your knee hug. And then rock yourself up and down 2 or 3 times, and on the second or third effort, find your way all the way up to seated. And come to sit cross-legged. Bring your hands behind, clasp, roll your shoulders back, pull your hands down towards the earth. And then if you want to, you can also lift your hands up behind. So this is really good if you sit at a desk for a lot of your day. Exhale to release. Bring both hands up overhead. And then exhale, twist towards the right hand side. Left hand comes towards the right knee, turning to look over the right shoulder. Inhale, bring both hands up overhead, twist back to center. And exhale, twist towards the right hand side. Sorry, left hand side. Right hand, left knee, turning to look over the left shoulder. Nice and straight through the sides of your body. Shoulder blades down your back. Inhale, lift both hands up overhead, come back to center. And then exhale, fold forward. So first of all, bring your hands to the earth. And then gently start to walk your hands forwards. So as always, be aware of your lower back. If you're in any discomfort, then ease off. It's not a competition to see how far you can stretch. Otherwise, just find your comfortable edge and breathe into the pose. Making sure you've got your hands firmly planted on the earth. Some of you might find that it's comfortable for you from here to roll over your feet and come to all fours. Some of you might want to inhale and come up and then find your way over to all fours. Work with your body. So hands below shoulders, knees below hips. And we're going to take some cat stretches. So inhale to look up and exhale, arching the back and look down. So try and be really mindful as you do this. Connect body and breath, body and mind. And inquiring into the idea of who is making these movements, who is feeling these sensations. And then coming to a flat back. Bring your left foot up, so you bring your left foot just to the outside of your left hand. And then pop your left forearm on your knee, on your thigh, sorry. And take some nice big circles with your right arm. Nice and big, really opening the chest. Relaxing that right arm, coming come up to a straight spine. Bring both hands out in front. You're going to inhale, open the hand towards the left or right, doesn't matter which. Exhale to center. Inhale right. Exhale center. Inhale left. Exhale center. Inhale right. Exhale center. Bring your hands back to prayer hands at your heart center. Bring both hands up overhead. And then exhale, drop your right hand down to one side. Left hand, sorry, I'm terrible with left and right today. Left hand to one side and reach over with your right hand. So you're coming to a nice side stretch. You're reaching the left fingertips down towards the earth. Lovely. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bring both hands down to the earth. And then you're going to inhale and lift your left hand up to come to a twist. So if you want to increase the intensity of this, you can tuck your right toes underneath and lift your right leg up off the earth. It's entirely up to you. It's absolutely fine to work with the leg down. Exhale, bring the left hand down to the earth. You can drop the right knee if you want to and it's raised. You might want to stay here with hands resting flat on the floor, or you might want to come down to your forearms for dragon pose. This is quite an intense hip stretch. So if you want to drop your back knee here, then by all means do drop your back knee down to the mat. Breathing into the stretch. If you're on your forearms, on an inhale, bring your hands back flat down on the mat. And then step back to all fours. And we'll take a few cat stretches again. So dropping the belly and inhale as you look up. And then exhaling and arching the back as you look down. And then coming back to neutral, so back to a flat back. Bring your right foot out, so it's just outside your right hand. And then right arm rests on the thigh, and take some nice big circles then with the left arm. So really opening the left side of the chest. Nice and big. Relax. Nice straight spine. Bring hands out in front. We're going to inhale, open towards the right hand side. Exhale, close. Inhale, left hand side. Exhale, close. Inhale, right. Exhale, close. Inhale, left. Exhale, close. Hands come to prayer at your heart center. Inhale, reach both hands up overhead. And then exhale, drop your right hand down towards the earth. Left hand comes overhead. Reaching the right fingertips down. Reaching the left fingertips overhead. Stretching through the left side of the body. Inhale, bring both hands back up overhead. And then drop your hands back down to the earth. Inhale, open up with the right hand, come to a twist. And then if you want to increase the intensity, tuck the left toes underneath and lift the left leg up behind. It's absolutely fine to keep the leg down. No obligation at all to lift. exhale, drop the right hand back to the mat. You can drop the right knee back down here now if you want to. It might be enough for you to stay here with your palms flat on the floor, or you might want to come down to your forearms to come to dragon pose. Again, it's perfectly fine to drop your left knee back to the earth if you want to. And breathing into the hip stretch. On an inhale, push into your hands if you're down on your forearms to come up so you're flat on your hands. Drop the left knee down and come back to all fours. And then from here, we're going to tuck the toes underneath, push into the hands, lift your tailbone and come to downward dog. And then walking the dog. You're pushing your heels away one at a time, stretching out the backs of your legs. And then on an inhale, step or walk or jump your feet to your hands and come to a forward fold. Taking a few breaths here, bending your knees as much as you need to in your forward fold. There's no obligation at all for straight legs. And then on an inhale, wide stretch, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to your sides. Okay, cool. I'm going to move through a few rounds of classical sun salute. So the first couple we'll do quite slowly, and then the last couple we'll pick up the pace. So inhaling, wide stretch, reach up. Exhale, wide stretch, chest leads as you fold forwards, tiny bend in the knees at the minimum. Inhale, come to a tabletop flat back. Exhale, step back with your right foot to come to lunge. And then inhale, wide stretch, come all the way up to a high lunge. So you can have your hands on your hips here if that's easier for you. On an exhale, hands come down either side of your front foot. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor, dropping your knees if you need to. Inhale, push into your hands, come to cobra. Exhale, come to downward dog. So you can adjust your feet in downward dog if you need to get that nice inverted V. Heels are pushing down towards the earth. Head and neck relaxed, shoulder blades down your back. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind. Exhale, step your right foot all the way forwards between your hands. You can use your hand to help your foot get there if you need to. And then inhale, pushing into the feet, come up to lunge. Again, hands on the hips is an option. Otherwise, hands up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down either side of your front foot. Inhale, step your feet together to come to a forward fold. Exhale, fold forwards over your legs. And inhaling, wide stretch, come all the way up. Exhale, hands back to your sides. Next one, inhaling, wide stretch, reach up. Exhale, wide stretch, chest leads, fold forwards, micro bend in the knees. Inhale for a tabletop flat back. Exhale, step back with your left leg. Inhale, come up to your lunge. On an exhale, hands come down either side of your front foot. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Drop knees if you need to. Inhale, push into the hands for cobra. Exhale to downward dog. Adjust your feet if you need to in downward dog. Make sure your fingers are nice and spread. Hands are shoulder width apart. Weight evenly spread through your hands. Heels pushing down towards the earth. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind. Exhale, step your foot all the way forwards between your hands. And then inhaling, wide stretch, come up for your lunge. Keep pushing the heel of the back foot away. Keep your shoulder blades down your back, chest lifts. Exhale, hands down either side of your front foot. Inhale, step your feet together. Exhale, fold forwards over your legs. Inhale, wide stretch, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down to your sides. Okay, twice more. One movement, one breath. So we're not going to stop and hold anything. We're going to keep moving. Inhale, wide stretch, reach up. Exhale, wide stretch, fold forwards. Inhale, come to a tabletop flat back. Exhale, step your right foot back to lunge. Inhale, come to high lunge. Exhale, hands down to the earth. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale to dog. Up dog, sorry. Cobra even, sorry. Exhale to downward dog. We'll get my pose names in a minute. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind. Exhale, step the foot forwards between your hands. Inhale, come up to your high lunge. Exhale, hands down either side of your foot. Inhale, step forwards for tabletop. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhaling, wide stretch. Exhale, hands to your sides. Straight into the next one. Inhaling, wide stretch, reaching up. Exhale, wide stretch, chest leads, folding forwards. Inhaling, tabletop. Exhale, step back with your left foot. Inhale, come up to your lunge. Exhale, hands come down either side of your front foot. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind. Exhale, step your left foot forwards. Inhale, come up to your lunge. Exhale, hands down either side of your front foot. Inhale, step forwards to tabletop. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, wide stretch, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your sides. Okay, we should all be nice and warm now. What's the time? Loads of time. Okay, so we're going to take a vinyasa as far as downward dog, and then we're going to move through the warrior sequence that we were looking at last week. So again, inhaling, wide stretch, reach up. Exhale, chest leads, wide stretch, fold forwards. Inhale for tabletop. Exhale, step both feet back to plank. Lower yourself all the way down to the earth. Drop knees if you want to. Inhale for cobra. Exhale for downward dog. Inhale, step your right foot forwards, drop your left heel to the earth. Take an exhale there. And then inhale, wide stretch, come all the way up, front knee bends. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. So nice bend with the front knee, grounding through the back edge of the back foot. Shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, open your hips, drop your hands to horizontal, look down along the length of your front arm for Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Make sure that your front knee doesn't drop inwards. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, drop your left hand down behind, reach your right hand up to come to peaceful warrior. Looking up and along the length of that right arm, really opening the front of your body. Exhale, come forwards. Either bring your right hand to your shin or bring your hand to the earth beside your foot. Turn to look up and along the length of your left hand for triangle pose. Try and stack your arms on top of each other. Really open your chest. So your front leg now should be almost straight, not locked, but nearly straight. So if you're reaching the floor at the expense of straightening the leg, then come up a bit. Inhale, come all the way back up to warrior 1, bending the front knee again. Bring the hands down behind you and clasp, roll shoulders back. On an inhale, look up, open your chest. And then exhale, fold forwards, bringing your hands up off your back. Down towards the earth for humble warrior. Release the hands, bring them down to the earth, either side of your front foot. Lift the back heel and step back to plank. We're going to take a few breaths here in plank. So pushing the floor away with your hands, pushing the heels away, nice and strong through the sides of your body. You can drop your knees if you need to. Nice, deep, even breaths. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Again, dropping knees if you haven't already. Inhale, push into your hands for cobra. And exhale to downward dog. We'll take a few breaths here as well in downward dog. So set your downward dog up. Relax head and neck. Shoulder blades down your back. On an inhale, step forwards with your left foot. Drop your right heel down to the earth. We'll take an exhale here. And then inhaling, wide stretch, come all the way up to warrior 1. So nice bend with the front knee, grounding through the back edge of the back foot, shoulder blades down your back, chest lifts. Nice, deep, even breath. Exhale, bring your hands to horizontal, open your hips for warrior 2. Keep looking down along the length of your front arm. Make sure your back arm doesn't drop. Check your knee doesn't drop inwards. Straighten your front leg. Exhale, drop your right hand down, lift your left hand up for peaceful warrior. Looking up along the length of that arm, opening the front of your body. exhale, come all the way forwards. Bring the left hand either to your shin or down to the earth, stacking the arms, opening the chest, looking up along the length of the top arm. Inhale, come back up, bring both hands up overhead, bending the front knee to come back to warrior one. Bring your hands behind, clasp, roll your shoulders back, open your chest on an inhale. And then exhale, folding forwards, bringing your hands up off your back for humble warrior. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat, either side of your front foot. Step back to plank. And we're going to hold our plank pose. So dropping knees if you need to. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, come back to downward dog. So taking a few breaths in downward dog, so set your downward dog up. And just like we did with the sun salute, we're going to go back through that sequence, but without holding. So we're going to move much more quickly. So inhale, step your right foot forwards, drop your left heel to the earth. Wide stretch, come all the way up for Virabhadrasana 1. On an exhale, opening the hands to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the front leg, drop the left hand, looking up along the length of the right arm. Exhale, come forwards, bring the hand down to the shin or to the earth for Trikonasana. Inhale, come all the way back up to Warrior 1. Exhale, bring your hands down your back and clasp. Inhaling, rolling the shoulders back, opening the chest. Exhale, fold forwards for Peaceful Warrior. Inhale, release the hands, bring them down either side of the front foot. Exhale, step back to plank. Take an inhale in your plank. And then exhale, lower all the way to the earth. Inhale for cobra. Exhale for downward dog. So we're going to stop for a few breaths in downward dog, so set your downward dog up. Inhale, step your left foot forward, drop your right heel to the earth. Wide stretch, come all the way up to Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, open the arms, open the hips, look down along the front arm, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, drop the back arm, straighten the leg, look up along the length of the left arm, Peaceful Warrior. Exhale, bring the hand forward, either to the shin or to the mat, Trikonasana. Inhale, come back up, bending the front knee, Warrior 1. Exhale, hands come down your back and clasp. Inhale, roll the shoulders back and look up. Exhale, fold forwards, hands coming off the earth, off your back, Humble Warrior. Inhale, release the hands, bring them either side of the front foot. Exhale, step back to plank. Inhale in your plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. Inhale for cobra. Exhale for downward dog. Few breaths here in downward dog. So if you're familiar with a jump through or a step through, then you can step or jump to seated. Otherwise, drop your knees to the earth. Buttocks come back to your heels. And come, and we're going to lay flat down on our backs. Knees bent. Feet can be together. Hands resting just below your ribs. We're going to inhale, open knees, open hands out to the side. And then exhale, bring everything back together. So inhaling to open. And exhaling to close. So do that about another 3 times in your own time. And then pick either the open or the closed position to rest and hold. It's up to you which position you would like to use. If you choose the open position, then bringing the soles of your feet together can be really useful to help you hold. And allow yourself to just let go. Just the last few little bits of effort. You might find that you feel quite a lot of sensation in this position, certainly within the hip flexors. And again, return to the question from the beginning. Who am I? Who is feeling this sensation? Who am I? On an inhale, then bringing everything back to center. Bring your feet back hip width apart and up close to your buttocks. Bring your hands down by your sides. And on an inhale, you're going to tuck your tailbone and then lift your vertebrae up off the floor one at a time to come to bridge pose. And then once you reach your maximum stretch, we're going to stay and hold. So imagining that you've got a brick between your knees and you're gripping hold of that brick. Keep lifting your chest towards your chin. Keep pushing the floor away with your feet, nice and strong through your thighs and your glutes. And then on an exhale, very gently, one vertebrae at a time, lowering yourself back down to the mat. And bring your knees into your belly for a knee hug. Drop your feet back down to the earth again. Hip width apart, up close to your buttocks. Hands once again down by your sides. And back to bridge pose. So on an inhale, tuck your tailbone. And then gradually lift yourself up off the earth, one vertebrae at a time. Again, imagine you've got that brick between your knees. This might be enough for you. If you want to increase the stretch here, you can roll your shoulders underneath and bind your hands. Keep pushing the floor away with your feet, nice and strong for your glutes and your thighs, bringing your chest towards your chin. If you need to come down before I give the instruction to do so, then by all means do come down. So if you've taken the bind, release the bind, release your shoulders, then one vertebrae at a time, very gently lowering yourself back down to the mat. And then again, bring your knees into your belly for a knee hug. Bring your feet flat down on the earth. If you have the space, bring your arms out to a T shape, otherwise bring them to cactus arms. Feet flat on the floor. Exhale, drop your knees down to one side. And then inhale, bring them back to center. Exhale to the other side. And inhale to center. And keep this going. Work with your breath. And as always, if you want to intensify this, then you can lift your feet, bring your shins parallel to the sky. And exactly the same, exhale to one side, inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. Keeping your shoulders, your back firmly rooted on the earth as you do this. And also making sure that whichever version you choose, the movement is nice and slow and controlled. And then dropping your knees down to the next side, doesn't matter which side that is. And when they get there, allowing them to rest on the earth. If you want to, turning your head to face in the opposite direction. And try and really let go. So letting go of any holding on that's happening within your body. And again, questioning any sensations. And questioning who it is that's feeling those sensations. And then do another sweep of your body and just check whether you're holding any tension anywhere. In your neck, in your shoulders, especially in your face, in your jaw. Really let go. Bring your head back to center. On an inhale, bring your knees back to center. Exhale, take them to the other side. And again, if you want to, you can turn your head to face the other way. And once again, really letting go, letting the earth really support you. Again, taking a scan of your body, noticing anywhere where you're holding tension. Bring your head back to center. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. And allow yourself one last knee hug. And then set yourself up for Shavasana. So if you need blankets, pillows, jumpers, socks, any of those things, then grab hold of anything that you need. And then allow yourself to rest down on the earth. Allowing the feet to drop out to the sides, palms facing the sky, shoulder blades down your back. Allowing your body to melt into the earth. Allowing everything to let go. There is nothing to do. There are no deadlines. There is nobody that wants or needs anything from you. For the next few moments, allow yourself to relax. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Drop your head from one side to the other. And being aware of all of the things around you. If you have space, bring your hands overhead and allow yourself, in your own time, a lovely fingertip to toes tip stretch. You're really stretching out through the ends of the fingers, the ends of your toes. And then find your way to one side to rest in the recovery position. And then very gently and mindfully find your way up to seated. Bringing hands up overhead in the prana mudra, palms open towards the sky. Bring your hands together overhead to the crown of your head. To your third eye for wisdom and clarity of thought. To your lips and then your throat for peace and love in all that we say. And to your heart space to love unconditionally. So thank you all for sharing tonight's practice. Namaste.